Hi guys. So I wanted to tell you about some things that have happened through the week for this So I Remember project number 6 that I kind of think I forgot. Last night, so I'm going to start with last night and then go into the cool things that I found. And I'm actually going to show you one of the cool things. So last night I went to sleep really late, so I woke up super early this morning to get to work, and I was totally tired and exhausted, and my hair is like this, all poofy and stuff, because when you add barely straightening it and humidity, right now it looks sunny, but it was totally raining a minute ago, and right now it's just being sunny just to spite me. And now the sun goes away and darkens. So anyway, I had this awesome time at work. I went to lunch with some friends. It was really cool. We went to Jimmy John's, which is a great sandwich place, and I love it. And I just wanted to share that, after work, I'm borrowing somebody's car right now. And that friend is a generous, generous friend. I've been borrowing it for probably over a month, maybe a month and a half right now. And that friend is awesome. And the problem that they have with their car is that the compression in the engine doesn't work correctly. And it's the same problem with my car, but my car wasn't working because the battery was completely dead. I basically killed it because I was trying to run it when it was angry. Don't ever run your car when it's angry. So I need to have it looked at by someone again, just to see if that's actually what's wrong with it is the compression. Like the people at the previous place said, though I think they killed my battery on purpose. I know that's not a nice thing to think, but I still think it. Because I just don't remember it being as big of a deal. So anyway, my cat's playing with something in the corner, so if you hear random noises. But, so I got the battery charged because this same friend who's letting me borrow his car let me borrow a battery charger. And so I charged up the battery for a whole night, like as long as I possibly could, to the point where I wanted to feel safe about it. And now my cat is meowing because he can't play with what he wants. Sorry. So, sorry, he's adorable and crazy. So I got my car started and I drove it around a little bit last night, and it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to actually start to idle. So I have to turn it on, and then it goes and dies again. And that's the official noise, by the way. And so I got it started, and I drove it around a couple times, and then I parked it last night. And then today after work, I decided, well, I'll go run any errands I need to run after I get home, and I'll start the car, and I'll use that to run errands because it needs to be run. It's been sitting for like 3 months. And so I did that, and the cool thing is I drove it to one town and back, and it didn't kill itself ever. And that hasn't happened since before there was a problem with it, and I had to get that fixed and go to the mechanic, and then they said the compression was off. And so before when it was running fine and then died. So I'm super stoked that, and I don't use super stoked very often, but I'm really excited that it's working, sort of. I need to still have it looked at and to debate if I'm going to trade it in or not or whatever, for a new car. Well, a new to me car. But I have to have money to do that first. Anyway, long story short, I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet. But I'm going to drive it around this weekend, and see how it goes and see how comfortable I feel with it. I did take it on a little bit of the stretch of the highway just to get to the next town. It's like maybe a 5-second, 2-minute, 1.5 minute, 2-minute stretch of highway that I went on, but it did make me feel actually pretty comfortable because it didn't, like when I had to slow down, it was a little bit shaky, but it didn't die right off the highway, which was nice, especially when there was a gentleman apparently attached to my tail end behind me at the time. I tried going extra slow so that he would pull back, but he did not. Anyway, long story short, that's a pet peeve of mine. But so I went to the Science Expo like last Saturday with my, because I'm getting straight into the cool news. I went to a Science Expo with my stepdad and my mom and my little sister, and they had these people walking around with clipboards, like with forms of how did you think the Science Expo go? Did you hear about it from somebody? Do you have any comments or suggestions for it? What's your favorite thing? Have you participated in any activities in a booth, etc., etc.? And my stepdad works for a company that makes engineers parts for spaceships, and so literally for space shuttles. I'm not going to tell you the company just for privacy references. But so he works for that company, and they had a booth at the Science Expo because it's science. And so he worked there for about an hour, and we came right at the tail end when he was done. So we went and had lunch and all this stuff. And then my mom and I were walking around separately from my sister and my stepdad, and this lady came up to us with the clipboard, and she wanted us to fill out the form. And I thought, well, she's got a little one of those codes that you can scan with your smartphone, and so I might as well just scan the code. And I just recently got like a phone that does that, so I don't have like an iPod or not an iPod but an iPhone. And anyway, so I thought I'll scan it, and then they give you these buttons, these little pink buttons that say Science Expo 2012 or something like that, so that other people won't ask you to fill out the form. Which was the reason that I scanned the code, so that I could get the buttons, I could pretend like I had, and they wouldn't ask me again, which is not the right thing to do. So I felt pretty obligated to fill it out, so I did, because my mom was also filling out the paper version. By the way, the paper version takes less time than the phone version, just putting it out there. But anyway, so they said that there would be prizes from the vendors for those who had filled out the form, and I thought, I won't win any. I won some. So, the person who sent these, it's really funny, she is not an iPhone, speaking of iPhones, but it says, thanks again and enjoy, Siri, but it's not, that's actually her name, but her email was really sweet. She's like, you won, can I just send them to the right address? And I was like, I won? Okay, so what I won is 4 passes to a museum in town called the Burke Museum, and and I know you're going, 4 passes to a museum, that's exciting. But for me it is. I really love museums, and I love culture and history and all that kind of stuff. And the Burke Museum has really great Native American history and art and artifacts, and that is something I'm very passionate about. And the Burke Museum is the museum that I won the passes to, and I won 4 of them. So I thought about taking my mom and my stepdad and my little sister and I. Granted, I'm not trying to discount my sister-in-law or my brother, but they did not have to traipse through the Science Expo with me, or may or may not have filled out the form. My mom filled out the form, so she definitely gets to go with me if she wants to, in case she didn't win anything. I don't know if everybody won something or everybody didn't. But they said, we went through the drawing, and you won 4 passes. And I'm like, that's really cool, because passes to the museum are kind of expensive. So, and I've really wanted to go to that museum for a long time. So that's what happened, and I'm super excited. And tonight I'm just going to rest and relax and just have some time for me. Maybe clean up a little. I don't know if I'll clean up actually, but my apartment's kind of a mess. This is my dinner. That's not part of the mess. It's Chinese food from the local grocery store. But that's what I went to go get with my car. And anyway, long story short, which I'm not very good at because this is almost 9 minutes long, is that I'm just going to relax tonight, maybe do a few things that I need to work on. But other than that, I'm going to have some me time and make sure that life is the way I kind of want it to be, and think about some things maybe that have been challenging me lately. But I'm happy to eat my food and relax for a while. So I'm just super stoked about that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.